It is May 1945. The Red Army has reduced Berlin to rubble, and the world is waiting for definitive proof that Adolf Hitler is dead. The discovery of the Führerbunker failed to provide that closure. Instead, a rumor took hold that would persist for nearly a century. By June, 68% of the American public believed Hitler was still alive. That panic was a calculated move by Joseph Stalin. He seeded the lie that Hitler escaped to trigger paranoia among the Allies at Potsdam. This piece of Cold War propaganda created an information vacuum, and for decades, conspiracy theorists have rushed to fill it. The most persistent myths claim Hitler boarded a U-boat, slipping across the Atlantic to live out his days in a hidden Patagonian villa. Today, those stories survive on clickbait headlines about a mysterious female skull and selectively quoted FBI files. These myths damage public trust in historical science and grant a defeated dictator an escape narrative he never achieved. The reality was far more claustrophobic inside the Führerbunker on April 30th, 1945. By late April, Hitler was in a state of physical and mental collapse. He suffered from pronounced Parkinson's tremors and drug withdrawal after his physician cut off his supply of amphetamines. He was physically incapable of walking a few blocks, much less managing a global escape. We know the details of his final hours through those trapped underground with him: his valet, Heinzling, SS adjutant Otto Günsche, and his secretary, Traudl Junge. They reported a consistent sequence. Shortly after 3:30 p.m., a single gunshot echoed through the study, followed by the smell of hydrogen cyanide. Aides carried the bodies up the stairs to the Chancellery Garden, dumped 200 liters of gasoline on them, and attempted to burn the remains under heavy Soviet artillery fire. These independent testimonies aligned perfectly, even when the witnesses were interrogated separately by rival intelligence agencies. To cut through the Soviet disinformation, British intelligence tasked historian Hugh Trevor Roper with establishing an empirical record. Trevor Roper cross-verified the survivors' movements to build a minute-by-minute timeline of the bunker's final hours. Modern conspiracy theorists often try to counter this timeline by pointing to declassified FBI documents detailing sightings of Hitler in Argentina. But the FBI was legally obligated to document every tip they received from the public, no matter how wild. When agents investigated those reports, they dismissed all of them as baseless. This paper trail records the systematic dismantling of the escape myths in real time. Soviet forces recovered charred jaw fragments from the garden crater in May 1945. Soviet authorities used Hitler's dental assistants to match his unique bridgework to these recovered fragments. In 2018, French pathologist Philippe Charlier applied modern microscopic analysis to those same fragments. This schematic illustrates the highly irregular dental bridges his team analyzed. The team identified period-accurate gutta-percha prosthetics that perfectly matched Hitler's 1944 X-rays. Microscopic blue ferrous stains on the dentures confirmed the ingestion of cyanide. Finally, an analysis of the tartar revealed plant fibers consistent with Hitler's documented vegetarian diet and a complete absence of meat fibers. While DNA tests later proved a separate skull fragment in Moscow belonged to a woman, that piece was a misidentified casualty of the battle. It does not contradict the dental identification. This microscopic data matches the 1945 eyewitness accounts and intelligence reports. Human testimony, intelligence files, and hard forensics converge on a single conclusion. Hitler did not escape to a Patagonian villa. He died a frail man who poisoned his dog and shot himself in an underground study. Prioritizing scientific and historical evidence ensures history is written by the truth, rather than by propaganda.